Hello, history buffs, and welcome back to our channel. Ever wonder what life was like for the very first humans? Or how massive empires rose and fell? Well, you're in the right place because today we're taking an epic journey through time, from the Stone Age all the way to the birth of democracy. So, buckle up, because this is going to be a wild ride. Let's start with the basics. What exactly is history? Simply put, history is the study of past events. It's like being a detective, piecing together clues to understand how we got to where we are today. Historians use three main types of evidence. First is written history, which includes everything from ancient texts to letters and official documents. This is often considered the best form of history because it gives us direct accounts. Then there's oral history, which is passed down through generations via storytelling. Think of the epic tales your grandparents might have told you. And finally, we have archaeological history, which involves digging up physical objects from past civilizations. This is actually the oldest form of history we have, giving us a tangible connection to our ancestors. Now let's rewind the clock way back to the time of the early man. These were the first humans to walk the earth, and life was tough. Can you imagine making your clothes out of tree bark, leaves, and animal skins? That's what they did. For protection, they had one of the most important discoveries ever, fire. It kept them warm, cooked their food, and scared away dangerous predators. Their weapons weren't high-tech. They used what they could find, like sharp sticks and stones, and forget about gourmet meals. Before they mastered fire, they ate raw food, like animal flesh and wild fruits. This period, when early humans made their tools primarily from stone, is famously known as the Stone Age. It was a long era of innovation. Eventually, they learned to work with metals, which kicked off the Metal Age, bringing stronger tools and new possibilities. During this incredible period of transformation, early humans made three game-changing discoveries: mastering fire, the domestication of animals, and farming, the very first animal they tamed. It was the dog, man's best friend even back then. But the discovery that truly changed everything was farming. It allowed people to stop wandering in search of food and settle down in one place, leading to the first villages and communities. This incredible journey of human development saw our ancestors evolve from Homo habilis to Homo erectus and finally to Homo sapiens, that's us. And with settled communities came trade. But they didn't have money, so they used a system called barter, trading goods for other goods. For example, you might trade a basket of grain for a clay pot. Now, let's fast forward a bit. History isn't always about progress. After the fall of the mighty Roman Empire, thanks to invasions by warlike tribes they called barbarians, Western Europe entered a period known as the Dark Ages. It was a time of fear, insecurity, and decline, where much of the progress of the ancient world seemed to be lost. The system of government during this time was called feudalism, a rigid social structure where power flowed from the king down through nobles to the common people. This era also saw the Crusades, a series of religious wars fought between Christians and Muslims over control of the Holy Land. But while Europe was in a slump, other civilizations were thriving. Let's talk about the ancient Greeks. Their world was made up of about 150 city-states, or polis. The two most famous and powerful of these were Athens and Sparta. Athens was a hub of culture and intellect, while Sparta was a formidable military society. The Greeks gave us so many things we still value today. They had great thinkers called philosophers, like the legendary Socrates, who taught people to question everything. One of his students, Plato, opened the first ever school, an academy for higher learning. And have you ever heard of the father of history? That title belongs to the Greek historian Herodotus, who was one of the first to systematically collect and record historical events. The Greeks weren't just thinkers. They were also brilliant mathematicians. The greatest of them all was Archimedes, whose discoveries in physics and engineering were centuries ahead of their time. And most importantly, the concept of democracy, a government of the people, by the people, for the people, was born in Athens. It's a legacy that has shaped nations across the globe. Of course, the Greeks weren't the only major players in the ancient world. In Mesopotamia, the Babylonian king Hammurabi created one of the first written codes of laws, a revolutionary step towards justice and order. In Egypt, the landscape was dominated by the incredible pyramids, massive tombs built for their pharaohs. One Egyptian king, Akhenaten, even tried to introduce the radical idea of believing in just one god. And who could forget the epic rivalry between Rome and Carthage? They fought a series of brutal conflicts known as the Punic Wars. One of the most famous figures from these wars was the Carthaginian general Hannibal, who accomplished the seemingly impossible feat of crossing the Alps with 35 elephants to attack Rome. The ancient world was also filled with breathtaking marvels, so incredible they were known as the Seven Wonders of the ancient world. These included the Hanging Gardens of Babylon, the Great Wall of China, the Great Pyramid of Giza in Egypt, and the statue of Zeus at Olympia. These structures stand as a testament to the ingenuity and ambition of our ancient ancestors. From the first stone tools to the birth of democracy, the story of ancient history is a sweeping saga of survival, innovation, and the enduring human spirit. It shows us where we came from and helps us understand the world we live in today. Wow, what a journey! We've covered so much ground today. I hope you enjoyed this deep dive into the annals of history. If you found this fascinating, please give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell so you won't miss our next adventure into the past. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.